Hey, what's up, everybody? Wolf here, coming to you because I'm watching, which I advise highly against. Don't be watching mainstream media like me, because even in my five-dimensional thinking and reality, most of the time, I still end up flipping. This is why I'm coming here, guys. I don't know this for sure, but I've been doing this a while, and I got a good grip on quite a bit. Now I've been wrong on a few things. Watch the water. I mean, I'm looking at dams in China, tsunamis in Alaska or California. I'm even thinking, could it be a flood in Florida? Like maybe I wasn't thinking of the watermarks. And I know as I went back in my notes, I reported on a patent that was applied for by the government, the U.S. Post Office actually, on blockchain voting, a patent on that. They filed it on February 7, 2018. Well, I start hearing about that. Now, if you know me, we've covered the quantum voting system, things that we thought weren't going to happen at this point. And some of us lost faith. I lost faith, but I'm watching the whole mainstream, the pretend Republican channel. And again, Republicans suck, they're dirty. This is a whole new government coming, and I do believe that this is going to be implemented after all this transpires. This has to happen. And I got a comment from one of my buddies. He said, geez, I hope, Biden doesn't announce. I mean, I believe that's part of the plan. I think that, and if I know Donald Trump, I believe he wants to humiliate the piss out of them after what they've done. Look, we got the Biden family. This is a huge sting operation. I told you that. We've got the Biden family. We've got Joe, Hunter, Jill. Yeah, Jill. James, the brother, and there's another couple of them too. They're all caught up in this. They've been doing this for years. They're completely compromised. The watermarks on the ballots. Amy Coney Barrett was actually inspected them, saw them, visualized them. Okay, these are real. I do believe she's probably, other than President Trump and maybe Don or Eric, that's probably only people who knew about this. Now, I have two intelligence, I call them, and they are at this point, because they're telling me things that are just, it's just like our favorite Anon, the Patriot. We know it's for real because the proof is in the pudding, right? Future proof's past. Same thing with these two people. And they both, they don't know each other. I heard from both of them today, and they were telling me the same exact thing. And it's just beautiful to hear that they were allowed, not the night before, but last night they were given the okay to go and give this much information. Tell them we've got them. That this was the biggest sting in history. They bit every single hook. Nothing is coincidence. When they say they have it all, I'm telling you, they have it all. They know every minute of every day that these people spend, every one of them. Every communication, every back deal, every good deal, when they get gasoline, when they get a Whopper, when they pay cash, or when they pay credit. It doesn't matter. They're done. And what you're seeing now, see, Fox News, that's why I'm pissed about this. I've been arguing with them all day. They're doing this because they're part of it. Remember who owns them, people. They're all the same. That's why there are no Republicans, there are no Democrats, and maybe there are some independents because they just don't realize what's going on, but they're still, bowing to both of those parties. Guys, it's upon us. The storm, I believe we were working up to it. This is the storm. Here we go. And it's called the Great Awakening for a reason, because you and I know we do not have enough people understanding what's happening. I mean, the simple fact that they're sitting there, and it's driving me crazy, knowing better, so I'm not going to lose my mind. I'm not going to swear like crazy. But, he's just going to have to concede, and he won't be removed from oh, motherfucker, he didn't lose shit. In fact, he won by 80%. Damn close to it or right above it, but in that percentile. This was a fucking landslide, 100%, and he did it last time too, but we didn't have shit in place. Now, when I spoke about the quantum voting system, although it was in place, they needed to vote using the old system. You see, they needed to let these people, one, probably feel comfortable. Two, you don't want to change everything, all kinds of red flags, and now they'll go in other directions maybe you weren't prepared for. They have been led to this very moment. Led like a fucking, like the dummies that they are. And here's why. Hatred. Emotions. They live, dwell, survive, and fucking thrive on people's emotions. The weaker people's emotions. Weaker means information weak. In other words, they're just not privy to shit. Because how could you be? Guys, how can you hate the president at this point? How can you hate him? Without him, none of this would even be known at this point. We wouldn't know the level of corruption. Many of us still don't. We refuse to wake up because every single thing that they're unearthing, they're putting, the little that they do cover from mainstream media is twisted and just, everything's inverted. This is the scenario, but Trump did it. Look, I went through stories and stories through the New York Times, Washington Post, and it was amazing. Some of the stories literally this was the largest, most dangerous, devastating, orchestrated misinformation campaign in the history of humanity. Yes, in the history of humanity. The cabal goes back. That's all part of it. So yeah, this is unbelievable. They've hidden, techniques for medicine from us. They've hidden energy technologies. They've hidden, like I said, health and things like that. They've hidden medications from us. They've hidden all kinds of gadgets, technologies, conscience, technology, merged type shit. Things that you can't even imagine, the things that you see on Star Trek, truthfully, they've hidden that level of shit from us. They've had cures for cancer. They've been cloning shit for fucking decades. Look, these people are very evil, very, very, very corrupt. It's very pervasive. And it's all being exposed. Without this president, we wouldn't know any of this. And we'd all be here giving our best conjecture. Well, yeah, knowing that the government is corrupt, knowing that there's backhanded, underdog, whatever deals all day and all night long. But it was just like common knowledge, but accepted. No, it's not. It's not. And look, in 2012, Donald Trump, before any of this even started, when asked about voting and the elections, this is a quote. I'm going to paraphrase because I never get shit perfect and I don't want to be called on it, but basically is what he said. So I'm not going to quote, I'm going to paraphrase. He said, he quoted Joseph Stalin. Yes, that's who said this. It doesn't matter who votes. It doesn't matter how many votes you get. It matters who counts the votes. And that is absolutely true, people, and we're seeing it. The Fox News is saying there's no evidence. There's been only 2 letters of, accusation that's been sent. Then you get these fucking dickbag senators who are Republicans going, if he's saying and spreading misinformation, listen to me, you fucking cunt. You're fucked. You're caught. And now I know you're involved in it because there's plenty of it. I have evidence. If I have fucking evidence, then I have a hard time believing Fox News can't get their hands on it. It's done. There's people sitting there with a whole bunch of empty ballots filling them out. You got 3,062 more people voted in, I said it earlier, about Michigan, Detroit, or something like that. 170-year-old people voting. 120-year-old people, all kinds of dead people voting. This is everywhere. 7 wards alone in Milwaukee. That's one little city. 7 of them have 202% voter turnout, 125%, 104%, 102%, 101%, and 100%. This is not possible. It doesn't happen. In the middle of the evening in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump's up big, and 138,000 ballots come in after they went to sleep, right? Everyone went to sleep. After the president gave his speech and said, at 4 a.m, I don't need a bunch of, ballots coming in and being found. Oh, look at what we got. We're in the lead now, which is exactly what happened. 138,000 to none. Not one for the president. That is impossible. All right, man. I'm watching Fox News, and I may come back on here, because it stresses me out when I watch that shit. And I know the truth. I know. I have people who know. I have people who I've questioned, and they've given me every reason in the world to know. If anybody of you follow me and watch me, you'll know that I've come out with stuff that there's only one way I could know it. I was told it, or I did it. This is happening. It's done. They're screwed. And the more I watch them, and now I'm sure of it, they're prepping us. Biden will announce he won, and it's going to have to be a forceful removal from the White House. I heard also, and both of them said this, and I'm scared to say this because I'm not seeing it happen, but they're telling me the arrest's starting tonight, tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to lose faith on them now. They've led me to this point. We've led the Democrats to this point. And now it's starting to fucking unravel on them. Now it's starting to unravel. Now, again, but there are tons of arrests, aren't there? Yeah, I'm sure. And maybe we'll just hear about some. I don't know. But from what I gather, they have all the evidence they need. And I knew 3 days ago, I heard through a back channel somewhere and I just heard it and it just went, but I made a note of it, that the National Guard had been deployed all over the country. Well, that was the other thing that one of them told me today. Then I asked my other guy, and he was like, oh, yes, that's absolutely true, 100%. That's part of it, too. That they were deployed in a dozen or so cities. They knew this was happening. This has to happen. It's the only way to show. People aren't waking up enough. In your lives, they're just not. It's time everybody starts to wake up. And the only way is to show them. And you can say they've been shown a million times. We know this. But it's hard to deprogram what has been very specifically installed into all of us. It's taken us a long time to get here, and we need to remember to try to be patient with them. And I say this, and I'll hang up, and I'll fight with, Christine about it, and she'll scream, and we'll scream, and and then I'll come over, I'm sorry. Because I know I get carried away, because it's emotional. That's it. And that's what the Democrats hoped on, your emotions. And that's what they've done. And that's why you got a bunch of fucking soy latte faggots running around crying and smashing shit and slapping a cop and then getting the thunder fucking rocked out of them and fucking crying. They're gonna. Here's the other thing I'm worried about, people. You got these faggots running around with Molotov cocktails. Not a pussy weapon, but with milkshakes with rocks in it, glass and things. When you fuck around with the people you're fucking with and calling out, these right side fucking neos and the nuts and the fucking just right extremists, the fucking 14 million combat veterans that are probably combat ready, that are living right now in this country, you're calling these people out? They don't play little fucking boy bitch games. There will be gatherings and there will be boom, and there will be pieces everywhere. There will be fucking coordinated elimination circles. Cut the shit. Nobody wants to fight nobody. We want our government back. That's why they've had their weapons holstered. You've tried to drag them out. You've done everything to make it look like they're out there causing trouble. No one has done a fucking thing to date. Please stop pushing them, because at some point they're gonna. And I just don't want to see that happen. And that's gonna probably be their last stand of trying to start an actual civil war. I was also told that there is no civil war. It's done and done. This is just simply for optics. Everything you're watching, enjoy the show. They both kept saying that to me. So, guys, watch Fox News and laugh. Don't get all hot and bothered. Act like when you're watching it and there are other people there, just know in your mind. Don't act like you know something that they just don't know and they're not going to fucking believe. So take a lot of solace in that and take some pride in that, but don't be a cocky asshole. All right, let's come together, Patriots. We're going to fuck these motherfuckers up now. Don't do that, but you know what I mean.